Back to this game one more time. Odell Beckham Jr. to go over 74.5 receiving yards, and a touchdown at plus 550. Once again, the Rams did not have to use much of a passing game against the Cardinals because the Cardinals barely even showed up. They didn't have to do much at all in this one. This is going to be a much closer game. Beckham has been one of the top targets, aside from Cooper Kupp, in this Rams offense, and they go downfield with him as well. His average distance of target since joining the Rams is approaching 13. That's the second best mark on this team. They're going to go downfield with him. He's going to get into the end zone, cash that ticket, plus 550.
All right, which ticket you think has a good chance of cashing, Jules?
Well, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is with the Titans and go back to them and take Derrick Henry at a short number, plus 175 to have the most rushing yards this weekend. Pearce pointed out his yards per attempt, how it's not as good, but let's look at the competition. The only competition in my mind is Eli Mitchell at plus 400 against the Packers, who don't have a great run defense, but that's going to mean that San Francisco has to build a lead and keep a lead in that game. Joe Mixon going against the Titans. Number one, they're road underdogs in that game. Number two, Tennessee stops the run. They're going to go to guys like Jamar Chase that Pearce pointed out. Singletary, the Bills don't run the ball. Cam Akers and Sony Michel going up against a good Rams defense. Are going up against a good Bucs defense. The Bucs are on their third and fourth string running backs. They're probably not going to get there. It only leaves Derrick Henry for me unless the Bengals or Niners go on the road and dominate by double digits and keep running the ball. I think it's just got to be Derrick Henry.
Pearce, which divisional weekend special in the DK Sportsbook do you like?
As Jules points out, this is probably the worst running back divisional round ever. So you play the receivers. You play T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones, all to go over 50 yards. Receiving, that's at plus 500. We know Chase is going to get there. We know A.J. Brown will get there against the 24th ranked pass DVOA. Eli Apple is a decent quarterback, but he's not consistent. Julio Jones is going to get open if the defense is stacking the box against Derrick Henry, and A.J. Brown's taking some attention away. And then you look at T. Higgins. 5 of his last 6 games, he's gone over this number. 4 of his last 6 games, he's gone over 100 receiving yards. The only game he didn't go over this number was against the Broncos, and actually halfway decent defense. So 4 receivers all over 50 for plus 500.